everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. Today, George and I are going to talk about Season 3, Episode 2. It's called When Flanders Failed.
Very good. So I will give a quick recap of the plot. And the plot can be summed up in one word, I think. Leftorium. That's right. This is the episode where we are introduced to Flanders' Leftorium store. So at the beginning of the episode, he has a barbecue and he announces to everybody that it's his friends and neighbors that he's given up the pharmacy business and he's going to open up his own left-handed store selling left-handed gadgets and gizmos because people with left hand can't open things or whatever.
George is a righty, but we know plenty of left-handed folks in our lives that definitely get the short end of the straw, or whatever that saying is. When, there are notebooks that have spirals and you're writing and you can't make it to the end of the page, or scissors sometimes don't cut properly, things like that.
That's right. So Flanders says he's going to open the store up, and Homer decides that he wants to show Flanders up and wants to make Flanders fail. So they have a wishbone. You pull the wishbone apart, and whoever gets the better bone will get their wish. And Homer's wish is that Flanders' store fails, and he doesn't tell Flanders this. But things don't start going very well for Ned as he's opening his store. Not a lot of customers come. And little things ensue that make life hard on Ned. Then there's this quick subplot about Bart. See, Bart is putting on a little bit of weight, and Marge wants him to get some exercise. So he decides that he's going to sign up for karate. But guess what? Karate's not easy, and he starts to fudge on the classes and skip out on them, and some more things happen to Bart as a result. So that's the basic idea behind the episode, and I think this it's cute, it's fun, it's got some neat things in it. It's not super hilarious, but it's got some funny episodes.
It does, it has some funny moments in there for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with best lines. You want to give me your best line, your first one?
Well, you know what my first one is because I made you rewatch it.
You made me watch it 3 times so you can get it right.
So come on over and strap on the feed bag. We're going to fire up propane Elaine and put the heat to the meat.
Put the heat to the meat. Yeah, that kicked off right at the very beginning of the episode. That was a good Nedism. We haven't talked much about Flanders in the show because a lot of the episodes we've been watching haven't had a lot of him in it, just a little bit. But this is a very Ned-heavy episode, and I actually like Ned. He's good for a lot of jokes, so that's a good opening line. Okay, so my favorite, best first line is part of the Bart subplot. So he's starting to get a little bit of weight on him. He's watching too much TV, and Marge kind of gets on him about that. And they see this ad for karate, and Bart says, well, hey, maybe I can do some karate. And the ad's on TV, and so Marge is like, oh, okay, let's try that. And so Homer's watching this whole thing, and Marge was griping about Bart for watching too much TV, but it was the ad that clued Bart into being able to take karate lessons. And so Homer says, see, Marge, you knock TV and it helps you out. I think you owe someone an apology. And he points to the TV. Like she's going to apologize to the TV. Oh, and on that same note, this is a perfect episode for me to debut my brand new Snake Eyes Ninja Master shirt. So
Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. So, this is a perfect time to do that.
Good choice. Mm-hmm. You didn't even plan that, so...
No, I didn't. I just happened to think about it right now that I was wearing it. So, all right.
So, right before your favorite first line, Homer says, TV gives so much and asks so little. It's a boy's best friend.
So 2 good lines about TV from Homer.
I thought that was pretty funny.
All right, that's good. So that was your second favorite line?
I'll go with that one for my second favorite line. Sure.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll say my second favorite line. Again, goes back to the karate subplot. Because, I don't know, I guess I like that subplot this time around. So when Bart's watching this ad, there's this karate instructor, his name is Akira. And they're doing all kinds of cool stuff. They're breaking boards, and then they're breaking bricks, and they're breaking blocks of ice with their heads. And that's one of the things that gets Bart interested in going. So Bart goes to his first class, and he's asking, when are we going to learn how to break ice? And the karate instructor in Kira, he says, first, you must fill your head with wisdom. Then you can hit ice with it. And of course, Bart's like, no, this isn't for me. Bolts. So.
It's true.
I like the Kira's line. You must fill your head with wisdom, then you can break ice with it. That was cute.
It's true.
All right. So you want to talk about your favorite scene?
Sure. So I did kind of have another favorite line that I'm gonna throw that in there. So, but it can be my favorite scene actually. They're talking about Flanders, and Homer is really upset about. Well, he's not upset. He's kind of bragging and boasting about how Flanders is failing. And Lisa says, Dad, do you know what Schadenfreude is? And Homer, of course, doesn't. And she says, it's a German word for shameful joy and taking pleasure in the suffering of others. And they have this big conversation. So I just think that's a really funny scene.
That is a good scene where, Homer's like, I don't know, Lisa, what is it? And then Lisa's all smart and explains.
Lisa the brainiac.
Yeah, and then Homer doesn't care or get it.
Right.
So their interaction is always kind of cute.
Yep.
Like that. All right, so my favorite scene is earlier in the episode when they're at the cookout, and like I said before, Homer and Flanders are got the wishbone, and they're going to make a wish, and he has to think of the wish first before they break the wishbone. And so Homer's fantasizing about what his wish is, and you get this newspaper headline, and it first reads, World Peace Achieved, or something like that. And then that's not good enough for Homer, and he fantasizes some more, and the next one says, President Simpson declares world peace. And even that's not good enough, and then it segues into, President Simpson wins Super Bowl. That was his fantasy, his wish. And then Flanders is like, come on, Homer. And he's like, I'm wishing as fast as I can. I like that scene. That was cute to me.
But then instead of going for any of those wishes, he decides to wish that Flanders' store is going to fail and go out of business, which pretty much happens in this episode. Yeah. You kind of touched... I really like the karate commercial that they're watching because it's... it starts out with, that didn't hurt very much. I know karate.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to, you can break boards with your head. Teachers can do it. And shows like a teacher. And doctors can do it. And, just random people.
And it's like dance instructors. And it's a guy that's a dance instructor. And he's like, what? And CPAs. It's so silly.
So I think that probably... just based on this conversation, that was our favorite. Mm-hmm. We liked the subplot better than the main plot of this.
Actually,
episode.
I'm a sucker for karate,
Absolutely.
and that's something I've always been interested in. So that gave me an into this episode that I might not have had otherwise. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right, so those are our favorite scenes and favorite lines. You want to do winners and losers?
Sure. What do you want to do first?
Why don't we shake it up and do losers first?
Okay.
Yeah, you want to do your loser first?
So I'm going to go with Flanders because Homer is being really mean to Flanders through this entire episode. Yes. And really, Homer is mean to Flanders most episodes, but he's being really mean in this episode. And, he keeps encountering people that could really benefit from the leftorium. Moe's grumbling about the left-handed or a right-handed corkscrew, and Homer has a thought of, I can tell Moe about the leftorium. But instead of doing that, he just ignores his thoughts and moves on. And Mr. Burns is struggling to open a can of cat food with his right hand. And he could tell Mr. Burns and make Mr. Burns and Flanders happy, but he doesn't want to make Flanders happy. He wants Flanders to go out of business. So I really think that Flanders is the loser of this episode. There's another moment in the episode where Flanders is having a garage sale so he can kind of pay the bills. And Homer goes and cleans him out with the barbecue grill, all of his furniture, hats, t-shirts that say, like, Dad's the best for Flanders, and, just silly things like that. for $75. So he makes off with, thousands of dollars of everything, for $75.
Everything Flanders owns. He really puts Flanders through his paces in this one.
He does.
Yeah, so that is definitely a good pick for the loser of the episode, even though he does come out on top later. But the fact that he had to go through so much hard times throughout, that definitely fits the bill. So my loser is, we're going to go back to the subplot, and I picked Bart because Bart has an opportunity to take karate, to learn it at a young age, a perfect age to do it, and Bart can't get past the fact that it's hard work, and he skips out, and he pretends he's going, but he doesn't, and he doesn't learn anything. And then lo and behold, at some point down the road, the bullies are picking on Lisa, and Lisa thinks he knows karate when he really doesn't, and she sicks Bart on him, and it doesn't go too well. Bart ends up getting beat up, and
gets wedgied and hung from the basketball hoop. So
yeah. So he could have learned a few things to stop that from happening, but he didn't do it. So I think Bart come up short on this one.
That's true.
Very good.
And what about your winner?
My winner is Mo. And it's because, like you were saying, he was at the bar, he's trying to open that wine with the right-handed corkscrew, and he can't do it. And then when Homer finally comes to his senses and tells everyone about the leftorium, Mo's there, and he finally gets a left-handed corkscrew, and he pops it open, and he says, "My life begins today!" He's so happy to do that. And I'm like, well, if you're that excited about a left-handed corkscrew, then you know what? You get the winner of the week because apparently that was a big problem for you that got solved. So I picked Mo.
So I kind of just broadly picked everyone in Springfield that's left-handed because that store is filled with left-handed folks at the end of the episode. But my winner for the episode is going to be Barney because Barney's also in the leftorium and he is wearing a t-shirt that says "Kiss me, I'm left-handed," and there are two pretty gorgeous ladies kissing him, and he's just, what
an icebreaker!
What an icebreaker with this T-shirt. So it's just, I think Barney was a winner. But everybody in the leftorium, everyone who's left-handed who needs specific items can go there, and I think they're winners in this episode.
The funny thing is I almost wrote down everyone who's left-handed as a winner because it seems like most of this town are left-handed apparently.
Right.
But then I decided to pare it down the most simply because he was so excited to get that corkscrew. So good pull. I like that. Winners and losers. Overall, the episode was cute. It was fun.
It's cute.
It wasn't, like I said, the funniest episode ever, but it was enjoyable.
But still, Season 3 has some fantastic episodes, and we are going to continue in order for Season 3. So next week's episode is going to be Season 3, Episode 3. And we will dive into that and encourage you to do the same if you want to catch an episode before we talk about it. Again, you just watched us talk about Season 3, Episode 2. The episode is called When Flanders Failed.
That's right.
So go watch this episode if you are interested. And as always, we have a subscribe button usually on this side of the screen,
on your side there.
Right under my finger somewhere.
Yep.
Feel free to subscribe to this channel so you can catch us being silly and talking about The Simpsons in future episodes.
Give us a like if you can. Comment if you'd like to. And we'd be happy to reply to your comments.
And until next time,
Jiminy Jillikers!